Well, hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coaching Talk. I am Life Coach Shaun, Joya, the man from Pasig City, from Life Coach Philippines, and this is Coaching for Workforce Management. These coaching conversations are for people managers who are wanting to build an inspired and motivated workforce, and my mission is to be able to help people stay mentally fit so that they can stay inspired to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So if you are someone who wants to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life, do you feel that there's still something that you would want to do in this world, but have that big question mark on what is it that you want to do? Let's have a conversation. Connect with me. Let me help you find that biggest why of yours and really start living the life that you want, living more than what you're getting right now. I'm pretty sure people want more in life right now, especially during these times of pandemic, and which people are thinking about what is it that they can start doing that's created this kind of space, this kind of ecology right now where people are not able to travel, move around places to places, and what have you. And there's something more greater and far more greater things that you can still start doing and start being fulfilled about it. If you are someone who wants to have that kind of lifestyle, that kind of life, let's have a conversation. Message us here at Life Coach Philippines, and let us help you really create that lifestyle that you want, that makes you thrive rather than just surviving. Thank you for joining me live today, and please do leave your digital footprints in the comment section below. There's a function in there. Type in there in the comment section by letting us know where you are presently located. Please do tag your friends and circulate this video, and let's bless more people in the digital space, especially if you have friends in the workplace, friends in the workforce, friends who are there, who are wanting to improve the way that they work, the way that they operate, the way that they function, the way that they do things at work. Let's have them joining in. You may also give a shout out to people you want to meet and reach out with some inspiring message. Send them a message out there. Inspire them. Be thankful. Thank them. Especially these times, right? Ta- Times and durations right now can be a little bit challenging, but let's continue to live. Let's continue to connect. Let's continue to engage. And if you are watching this on a replay, please do comment hashtag replay in there. I'm streaming by a FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI Connect. If you are new to the platform, please like, follow, and subscribe to Facebook and YouTube. Yan. Thank you for joining me for another episode of coaching for workforce management. I'm gonna talk about chain reaction, three keys to creating good habits at work. And before I begin, if this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing me, if this is the first time you're seeing this face, my name is Coach Shaun. I'm a professional certified co-actively co-create life coach, and I'm also a certified mental health coach. I am from Life Coach Philippines. I've been married for 19 years, started early on as a father. I started my career 14 years in the call center and BPO industry. I've been married for from to a certified CACC life coach as well, and a certified mental health coach who you will join her later at 4 p.m. So if you're available later at 4 p.m. here at the same channel, she's gonna do coaching Think Talk as well. And you're gonna listen to her. And I have two kids, and I'm also not normal. Yeah, and I have two kids, and I'm not normal. I'm not normal because back in August 26 this year, I have been assessed by a psychiatrist as having an adjustment disorder with depressive mood and anxiety. Yes, I am not normal. You think I'm normal? I thought I was normal, but I was not normal because a lot of different things have been happening in my life. 14 years in the corporate world, you would feel that everything was doing well. Getting promoted every 2 to 3 years, and you would think that it's a success, but because of the transitions, every 2 to 3 years transition was not good. Like short term, could it gave you a advantage because you've grown in your career 2 to 3 years, but the longevity of it, the effect of that transition, multiple transitions in my life, affected the way that I think, the way I respond to emotions, because I am not no longer able to manage or appreciate the emotion. What tendency is, you need to move on to the next. You're not able to reflect on what's happening in your life and so on and so forth. Thus, my inability to manage my emotion, and that is something that I realized, I've reflected on, having a conversation with a psychiatrist, and also talking to my life coach, which is Master Coach A, is my life coach. My life coach for the last 3 years. We've been, in a coaching relationship for the last 3 years, and has helped me at least have a deeper understanding of where my emotions or the lack of emotion thereof is coming from. And this adjustment disorder comes with an emotional dysregulation, which I feel negative emotions at the maximum level, so extreme, which leads to a problematic behavior. At times when worst case scenario, I had suicidal thoughts and intense anxiety. So it's not helping me live a meaningful and fulfilling life. It just puts me in a state where you just want to be gone in this world. At times you just want to be gone. You just want to, leave this place. But don't do that. Help is available. Life Coach Philippines is here to help you if you feel, you feel something in there that you're not able to explain, you're not able to articulate, and at times you get fear because when you share that with your friends, with your family members, you have reservation that these people might not understand you. They might reject your feelings. They might reject your emotions. They might reject your thoughts and what have you. Help is available here at Life Coach Philippines. Have a conversation. Message Coach Rizal 0917-586-1661. Have a conversation with her. Or if you want, you can feel free to message her and just tell her that, hey, you watch Coach Shaun de Hoya. I want to be able to talk to him, have a conversation with him, and, have some insights, sharings, and stories in there. So at least we can start journeying together, partnering together, so that you will live that life, that lifestyle that you want. All right. Today I'm going to teach you about how you can be mentally fit so that you can stay inspired to live life. Again, my topic is chain reaction. I'm going to share to you something that I've learned most recently on the last Saturday inside the Mental Model Masterclass, and this is something that you know I've taken advantage for a lot of time, and I'll jump off. I'll start off with a story. But before I do that, I would just like to appreciate the people who are watching and the coaches who are watching. Coach Maan is gonna be, she's gonna be our speaker later at 2 p.m. and she's gonna be the one who's gonna talk there inside uh, coaching Think Talk. That is something that I would really encourage you to look, something that you need to look forward to and take advantage of, because there's a lot of learning inside here at Life Coach Philippines. So if that is something that you want to watch, tune in 4 p.m. Save it the time and the date in there so that you can continuously have that learning in that digital space. Coach Marife, maraming salamat. Thank you for tagging your friends in there. Let's help more people in digital space. And Coach Saibel, hello, Coach Saibel. Hope you're doing great in there, doing fine. Let me share to you a story. So last October 4th, 2020, this was this last year, Master Coach A created a hydration challenge inside Coach A Upskill Blueprint Circle. So if you are part, or if you have been part of Coach A Coaching Upskills Blueprint Circle, it's a paid membership group by Master Coach A and exclusive for life coaches who are affiliated with Life Coach Philippines. And if you missed that challenge, I tell you, take advantage, subscribe to that, utilize that hydration challenge. And that the hydration challenge is a 14-day habit coaching program. So imagine if you are someone who's wanting to create, if you're a coach, you're wanting someone to create new habits, or if you have clients who are wanting to create new habits, that challenge, I tell you, is so powerful. As long as the person is so committed and so, have everything in there for them to be able to be successful. That habit challenge is for individuals who can drink water every meal. So water, a glass of water every meal. Obviously, this is not a glass, this is a plastic. A glass of water every meal. That was the challenge for you in creating a habit. And we know, and if you watch, maybe you don't know, maybe you do research and Google, water is the most important nutrient in our diet. So it's important, and nothing else comes close to it. And we're not consuming water on a regular basis. you're not drinking water, if you are someone who's always sedentary and sitting down in your desk because, that's what we do right now, drink water. It helps you about that. And going through the experience last October, I tell you, so powerful experience. I trusted the process. And the thing is, every morning, what I did, yeah, I kind of make some revisions in a little bit because I want to be able to drink water when I wake up in the morning. Because when I was doing a research, I've learned that when you drink a cup of water or a glass of water in the morning, when you wake up, it triggers the mind to activate, connections in there and electricity, and it activates your, being active. And I've done that. I practiced that, and it shows the result. And this one, it's powerful because eventually, when I went to the transition, and I tell you, the first couple of days can be challenging. First 2 3 days, you might have missed things. You get to remind yourself that, hey, you need to drink water. It's something that you need to do. But I tell you, when you done that consistency after 14 days, every morning you wake up, you drink in the morning, or you drink before you eat, it becomes eventually a habit. And the benefits in there is, of course, you are more focused, your brain is activated, you tend to do a lot more things, and you tend not to be sluggish in the morning. It's a powerful thing. And I tell you, if you want to take advantage of that, or if you are a life coach and you want to teach other people in that, creating a habit, use that 14-day challenge. Use that 14-day challenge. Take advantage of it first. You do it, then eventually teach that, like what I'm doing right now, teaching you how my learnings and sharing you my insights on how it benefited me along the way. And one of the core principles of human behavior is commitment and consistency. And these are the things that you need to do if you want to start creating habits. If you want to start, changing bad habits. Of course, it's difficult to change bad habits. It's much easier for you to create new habits. That's why I'm sharing this to you. Commitment and consistency, and Master Coach Shaun has been teaching us these two things, is something that would allow you to create the lifestyle that you want, and create the life that you want. And it means when you have commitment and you have consistency, it means that you are always, it means that we need to always ensure that we are consistent between our actions and our promises. Yeah. So think about the promises that you gave yourself, or you told yourself, or you put a note in there. Maybe you're someone who's doing journaling out there. What are the promises that you have committed to yourself? And so far, by far, what are the actions that you've taken for that commitment, that promise to happen? That remember that when you're doing commitments, when you're doing promises, and when you're taking action, it needs to align to the inner values and beliefs that you have. Because if it contradicts, I would tell you, it will not work. It will not work for you. The things that you were planning towards to, if you're not calibrated on what your value, what are the beliefs that you have, especially if some people are not able to acknowledge their values and the beliefs that they have, it tends to have the lack of synergy in there, and they would fight, and then there's not going to be a lot of good things happening in there. And this is the very important when your self-image and the behaviors that we have are aligned, because it helps you with your self-image and how you see yourself. So think about a time in which you kind of started doubting yourself, and you ask if this is something that I want to do. Gusto ko ba to? Gusto ko ba talaga to? Ever experienced that moment when you ask yourself, is this really for me? I've asked that multiple times, and at times, Master Coach would ask me um, uh, uh, thought-provoking question. I would think about it. Yeah, I want this because at the first place I thought about it. It's something that I was thinking about, and it needs to, as I've said, I always talk about synergy in here because I don't believe in balance. Balance just it, it's you're always going to be in a tipping point, and you're always going to be pressured towards, hey, my work is this, my life is this, I need to do this, and so on and so forth. Puts too much stress in your work. Create synergy in all of the things that you do, and I tell you, makes your brain happy and joyful. That creates synergy. Now, how commitment and consistency is created is what we call a domino effect. Yan. a domino effect in creating a habit of working things out. And last Saturday we talked about this. We talked about the multiplier skills mental model inside the mental model masterclass of Master Coach A happened last Saturday. And if that is something that you want to learn further, you want to have an experience, you want to have a deeper understanding, message me, message us here at Life Coach Philippines, and we'd be happy to share with you the insights and our learnings inside the Be Learning Society, which is the Mental Model Masterclass. And before I continue, yan, hashtag take action, yan. Tama, Coach Saibel. Kailangan talaga. Action is, creating the life that we have. Hello, Coach Trisha from Bicol. Maray na aga sa imo. Ngunyan. Yan. Coach Winnie, ayan. Thank you for joining, asking people to join us here, Coach Saibel. Now, when you are committed and consistent, what happens is it will really help you out, create a better life for you. Think of a moment in which maybe you're someone who consumes a lot of content in the digital space. Like, for me specifically, before I watch a lot of videos in Facebook and YouTube, and sometimes I can be intentional about it, but you get sidetracked that you just want to watch 30 minutes and eventually you watch something, then 30 minutes goes into 1 hour and so on and so forth. And it affects you a lot. And the way that you create the habit that I've created in drinking, I tell you, it helps a lot and eventually moved into towards a transition of me working out every single morning. So every single morning, what I did is added, the hydration challenge because I was able to, be more confident about creating new habits. I started to create another habit of working out 15 minutes every morning. And eventually, as it progressed, this is the domino effect that I'm sharing to you. I had a reduction in my video consumption because it's not serving me anymore anyway. And eventually, it goes to the next area of my life, which is managing my sleep patterns. Because before, I have this mindset that I need to sleep 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. You know what you watch, what you consume in the digital space, right? There's a lot of things in there that tells you that you need to do this and so on. But for me, I've learned how important testing is. So, how for all of the things that you're doing right now, and even what you're about to do and what you're doing, how much time do you invest or how much time are you putting in to test your current beliefs, your current values, your current behaviors for that matter? How intentional are you with testing it and eventually learning from it and improving things? Charlie Munger have shared in his book, Poor Charlie's Almanac, if you're familiar with that. He talked about that the reason why they're so successful, and also their business, Berkshire Hathaway. It's because they're always testing what's working for them. They're testing their values, they're testing their beliefs, they're testing what's working so that they can make the necessary change, because this belief or this process or this procedure may no longer serving them in this present time and in the future. So imagine how powerful it's in that, and that's the reason why they're billionaires, right? And it's something that Warren Buffett, which is his partner, also gets the benefit. And creating the domino effect will eventually open up the world and the doors for you until such time that you wake up productive. And I tell you, when I wake up, I don't think about what am I going to watch, what I'm going to do, and so on and so forth. You wake up productive because you know that you need to be able to do this and do that and so on and so forth, which puts value in your talent and puts value in the digital space. And the domino effect is a state that when you make a change in one of your behavior, yeah, that is a domino effect. It will activate a chain reaction when you or will cause it to shift between related behaviors as well. So this was what happened to me when I started that drinking challenge last October inside Coach A Coaching Upskill Blueprint. Eventually, it moved towards working out. Eventually, it moves towards reducing the amount of time that I consume in social media. Then eventually, it helped me towards my sleeping pattern. Then eventually, it helped me become or wake up productive in that matter. So it's a powerful thing if we start taking a look at and utilizing this mental model of the domino effect. Thank you, Coach Rizal, for joining me. Leonard, marami po salamat for joining, Leonard. And that is something that if you think about, if you're intentional about, is something that you can also implement in your life because, I'm a product of it. It has worked for me. But again, it needs consistency and it needs to have commitment. Commitment and consistency are two things that we need to have for us to be more confident about the things that you're doing. Now, the domino effect, I'll share to you a study back in 2012. The Northwestern University, they found that when people decrease their amount of sedentary leisure time each day, they also reduce their daily intake of fat. I'm just reading through it, the research. So imagine, especially during this time in which people are working from home, you can be sedentary, right? You can just sit down or maybe sit in the couch or maybe sit in your bed. At times it can be so inviting. But when people start to make the change and they start moving around, it requires them and eventually has a domino effect on other areas of their life, even when they're not being asked to consume less fat. And fat can be different things, right? You have saturated fat, which is coming from meat. You have unsaturated fat, which comes from fish. And you have trans fat coming from cakes, sweets, and so on. If you want to know more about fats, just let us know here in Life Coach Philippines. You can utilize the search function here. We talked about fats in here so that you can understand the difference between fat, and that is something that you can learn. Now, going back to the research, participants were not told to eat less fat during the time that they are changing their sedentary lifestyle. But because of their habits of eating nutritious food, it improved. And the side effect is they have or they spend less time in the couch watching TV and mindlessly eating. Have you ever experienced a moment in which you're mindlessly eating, just eating a lot of random stuff? I did that. Not good for my health and also for my mental health. So be intentional with what you eat, and that is something that we need to start thinking about. Based on the research as well, it also holds true when you are intentional in creating either bad or negative habits. So imagine what are, think about three bad habits that you have, or maybe it's not bad for you. Think about three habits that you want to improve or you want to develop. Just think about three. Like one, for me, one bad habit is checking my phone before on a regular basis. And what happens is when I check my phone, see the notification, it leads me to click on the social media. Then I thought that I would be able to only utilizing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but 10 minutes leads to 15 minutes, 15 minutes leads to 30 minutes. And eventually you start to procrastinate. You start to delay a lot of different things. So that is something that is not going to help you. And BJ Fogg, based on the research, said that you can never change just one behavior. You can never change just one behavior. Our behaviors are interconnected. Everything in our behaviors are interconnected from our relationship, from our conversations, from our responses. All of these things are interconnected because we're one. So we need to change one behavior. When you change one behavior, the other things would also shift. And this is where life coaching empowers you to be more proactive, to be more intentional, to be more dedicated to change and being focused towards what you need to change and what you need to develop for you to create or live in a productive and waking up productive mode. All right, so I'm going to share to you three keys to create good habits at work. I hope you're ready. Three keys, very very simple. Utilize this key. When you unlock this, I tell you, you're gonna start just waking up productive and you're gonna enjoy everything that you do. You're not gonna think about, oh, I'm gonna do the work, oh, I'm gonna clean this, oh, I'm gonna do that. I will tell you that will be gone. And you're just gonna enjoy a beautiful life. All right? Three keys to create good habits. Number one, start with something that you will be most motivated about. Yan. Sabi ni Coach Saibel, agree ha. Kailangan nga na may discipline. Yeah, discipline is so true. I'm gonna give you three keys for you to create that discipline. Yan. First one, start with something that you will be most motivated to do. Like, what is one thing that when you're able to do that, it's something that would motivate you. It's something that would inspire you. It's something that would trigger an action for you. Start with that, just a small one. Doesn't need to be that big. At times we get too conformed in this world that for things to matter when we change, it needs to be super, super big. It doesn't need to be that big. You can start small, celebrate. I'm a believer of celebrating small wins, just one little thing, even just getting a glass of water, drinking it, small little thing. If maybe you're not used to it at times, your tummy would react to it. Just one, you know. At times, if it's a 14-day challenge, you skip one, stop beating yourself. At the first place, you haven't done a challenge in the first place, so that is something that's to celebrate. So small, start small, little, tiny bit, right? Second, the key to creating a good habit is to show up and keep your momentum. Yeah, what Coach Hebel said, you need to have that discipline. And what you need to do is immediately move to the new task or the next task to keep the momentum till you finish. So, as I've shared a while ago, what I did, 14 days, I drank water, in the morning. And what I did is I added there a workout regimen. So after I drink the one glass of water, I do a 15-minute workout. First half is stretching, and the next half is hit routine. So that is something that's helping me stretch. Now, right now, I'm testing if I don't do a workout, di ba, what happens? I'm testing, I feel sluggish. So that is something that I do test and take a look at it. What are the things that's working? What's not working? What are the things that I need to implement for me to feel better? Thank you, Coach Joanna, for joining. Maraming salamat. And lastly, the third key to create good habits is when you're overwhelmed with the habits that you're creating. At times you can be so overwhelmed about the things that we're doing. Learn chunking. Chunk it out. Break it into little, small, actionable things when you are creating a habit. Because at times it can be overwhelming that you need to do a lot of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it goes to C. Just do A. Do A. Then master that. When you master it, move to B. I believe that 1% improvement is what you need. Begin with 1% improvement every single day, because with 1% every day you do that consistently, that's 365% improvement in a year. Right? So remember, when you have a habit, when you are creating it, it will lead you toward actioning or taking action to the next behavior. It can be because that and the challenge with creating habits, let me pull back a bit. The challenge with creating habit is when you're not consistent, when you're not utilizing the domino effect for you to make the change, it can be detrimental to you. And you might ask the reason, Coach, why is it that even if I know I've been doing things consistently, but I feel that I'm not really inspired and motivated to do the things that I want to do? Well, take a look at your values and the beliefs that you have, because these are the things that need to adhere to the key things. Because not a lot of people really understand or really have that sense of awareness of what their values are and how is it connected with their behaviors. Because if for you to be able to make that domino effects, in full order, you need to do things in order. Yeah, because things have order. Even in learning, you need to have an order on the way that you learn. Because if you learn something that's a master, from a master already, and you don't do from basic, intermediate, and what have you, it's not going to work for you. Yeah, you're not going to go through that process, and it's just going to be a failure. And you're going to have some trainings in there that you've invested, but eventually, it's just going to be a waste. So go through that process, the domino effect. What I'm teaching you right now, this is also a domino effect. Start small, then eventually, as you progress, it goes big. And the same as you take a look at domino, right? You have small, then big blocks there, and so on and so forth. That when it falls, it eventually continues, rather than just having a big block. Then eventually, it's gonna stop somewhere in there. All right. So do that. Take a look at your values and beliefs. That is where you start with the domino. And when you create good habits at work, focus on behavior that makes you excited and eventually goes to different areas of your life. That is what you need to do. What makes you excited first? Don't do things that doesn't make you feel excited, because you see that in social media. Maybe you see that with your friends, or maybe you see that with someone who's doing it. Yeah, don't do that. You're different from other people. Be different. All right. Think about the behaviors that we have. Think about one behavior that you want to change right now to create a habit. Just one thing. Leave that behind. Just one. Then utilize the three keys to create a good habits that I've shared to you. And let me know how you're progressing. If you get stuck, I'm offering a coaching program called Permission Granted Coaching Program. And what it will do is empower you to walk from doubt and confidence. If sometimes you feel doubt, sometimes you feel that things that you're doing are not really creating the result that you have, you want to fine tune that, you want to refine that, let me know. Let's have a conversation. There are many things that is holding us back from our success, which limits our abilities to achieve our goals. And at times we lack confidence. We lack that confidence, not exempted. Sometimes I can feel that, but at times it can be disastrous if we don't continue to get that support. And for men out there, I know how challenging it is to seek for help. I've been there, but I've realized that when I started seeking help, it's just a breath of fresh air. And I tell you, it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful moment where you just acknowledge that, hey, I need help. I don't need to conform into this world. I don't really care about what other people say, but I just want to live. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be able to help my children, see their kids become successful. So if you want to believe in yourself, if you want to believe in your dreams, if you want to leave a legacy and have rich conversation with the other, let me know. Let's have a conversation. Let's make that a reality. Silence that voice in their head, with this program that I'm offering with you, which is the Permission Granted Coaching Program. Take advantage and win that confidence back. When you're ready, let me know. Let's get connected. Let me support you, and let me help you create the life that when you suddenly, all of a sudden, wake up productive on that day. All right. Thank you very much for joining me, Coach Marife. Habits are anchored on your value. Yes, it is, Coach Marife, and we need to have clarity on our values first. If you're not clear with that, nothing would happen. It's going to be a challenging for us. All right. So if you have any questions here at Life Coach Philippines and even in our YouTube channel, there is a search function in there. If you're looking for more content, Coaching Think Talk, we do this every single day at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Do join us for some learnings every single day. Use the search function, just one word in there or one sentence. Eventually that page will give you all of the videos in here and even the posting that would empower you to take control of your life. All right. As I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we're doing as an organization of professional certified life coach. I want to invite you to the Be Learning Society. It's a tent maker of the Be Learning homes for mental fitness. And we last Saturday, I shared to you, we concluded the mental model masterclass by Master Coach A, and she talked about the multiplier skill, and she teaches the garbage in and the garbage out, which talks about how we need to learn, because we need to learn how to learn. I realized that, and I wondered about it. And yes, you were not being taught at school and even in the workplace on how to learn, and that is something that you would want to be intentional about what you read, what you watch, and at times, right, when you read, when you watch, that is where we usually stop. When we read and we watch, we don't implement things, right? We need time to reflect on the information that we're consuming. And eventually, when you think about the information that you're consuming, think about ways on how you can utilize this information to experiment it, implement it, and eventually keep track of your progress and get insights, get help, get support, get some coach in there to help you out, see your blind spots, see the things that you're not able to see. And I tell you, if you're able to master the multiplier skill in this garbage in, garbage out, and learning how to learn, I will tell you, you're gonna be so, 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 so in demand in the future. With the change right now in digitalization, in robotic process automation and what have you, people right now, businesses right now need critical thinking, and that is only something a human being can do. Machine learning, they can learn new things, but critical thinking is something that only human beings can do. Stay relevant in this world. If you want to stay relevant, join us inside the Be Learning Society. It's gonna create you a spiral of learning and influences that when you learn next time, you know what to do next. So if you are not yet to be a smart holder of the Be Learning e-card, I would like to invite you to be a mental model collector as us and the people that you see in the screen. I'm a Bros mental model collector. Been enjoying a lot of the learnings by far so far. Come and join us and be mentally fit. What you will get if you take advantage of the Be Learning e-card, you get a 5% food and beverage discount at the Cup Coffee Republic here at Pasig City. We do delivery. If you are from different places of this world or the Philippines, what you can do is bless someone that you love or you care for by ordering. We'll send the message out there. We'll pray for the food and all the things that they're ordering so that it brings healing to their space and their body. The second is you will get the full access pass of the live mental model masterclass by Master Coach A happening every third Saturday of the month. Plus, you get a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. And mental model are explanation of how things work. It's an explanation of how things function, how you think, how you respond, how you see this world. Imagine if you're able to have a deeper understanding of how you're interpreting every single thing in your life. I tell you, that's going to be so, so powerful. And it's going to change the trajectory of your future and your children's future. So if you want to know more about that, message us here. Message Coach yourself, 0917-586-1661. Also, for individuals who are wanting to embark on a journey of becoming a certified life coach, professional life coaches like me, Master Coach A is now conducting actively co-create life coach certification program. It's a comprehensive coaching program that will allow you to create new paths and achieving results so that success is inevitable. And what you will get is a 21-day web-based journey. First, you get that first. The second is you get a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A. And the next is you will get a 3-day business bootcamp with Senior Coach. And this is something that you will take advantage. I tell you, it's a powerful journey. It's a wonderful journey. It's just going to change your life. It's just going to change you. And it's also going to change your children. I tell you, I'm an advocate, and I believe that if you want to leave a legacy, you need to start changing yourself first. You cannot change your children if you're not changing yourself. So invest in your learning, connect with Coach Rosel. What you see her name there, Rosel Sanchez, or message her 0917-586-1661 and discover the opportunities waiting for you in this profession. All right. So once again, do join us for another episode of Coaching for Coaching Think Talk, and later it's going to be at 2 p.m. coaching for healthy mind space with Coach Maan La Morena, and at 4 p.m. it's going to be coaching for relationship with Coach Tin De Hoya, my better half. Join us, continue to learn, continue to invest, and when you learn, continue to practice. So please practice one thing that you want to create right now. Go through the 3 keys that I've shared to you, something that would, give you value. And once again, this is Life Coach Shaun De Hoya from Life Coach Philippines. Coaches like us, for Coaching TikTok, and coaches like us think and talk like this. This is us from the Philippines, and love bam boom, love bam boom, love bam boom. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful Monday morning. Have a wonderful Monday. Bye-bye.